Hello guys, and welcome to a new video, and this one's going to be on arrays and array lists, and I'm going to pose them as lockers. In my next video I'll be talking about array lists, which I'll pose as magical lockers. However, in this video we're just talking about arrays and 2D arrays. So here's a little key that I created while I was helping somebody, which is what actually inspired me to make this video. The fact that they didn't understand what an array was. I'm like, wow, okay, people aren't very educated in this topic, so you know what, I'm gonna try to help them out a bit. So let's go over what this is. So I have created an array right here in this notepad, and I've created a couple of things. So right here we have an arrow pointing up to which part of the statement, and then that arrow is pointing from this one or a number to a part of this statement, and then if you go down here you'll see that it'll tell you what part of the statement does, what each part of the statement does. So you'll see 1. This 1 is referring to this 1, in which case it's referring to this integer. So let's go through it. Our first word, if you will, is int. It's not really a word, but you know, it's a variable type. It's int. This means we are declaring that we are creating a variable as an integer, and its type is an integer. Alright, that's cool. But then, if we were just to create a regular integer, you know, we'd just do int, and then we'll do a name of int equals to, let's say, 12. That's all good, but what if we want to create an array? Well, you simply have to put these brackets right here, and these brackets tell the computer that, hey, this is now an array. So we have an integer, but it's an array, so it's an array of ints. And then we state the name right here. And sorry, let me just rename this to array name. So then we just state the name. So we have our integer, we've said it's an array, and this is called array name. And then we're going to be setting it equal to a new integer array list, and that array list is a sorry, let me delete that. That way it's easier for you to see. We're setting it equal to a new integer array list, and the slot numbers, the number of slots that there can be are, let's say it's 4. Whoops. Let's say it's 4. So this 3, let's say this, so this 3 is referring to the number of slots we have. Now let's go over this again. There are two parts that I know will be confusing to some, because I was confused when I first started learning Java. So we say new integer. What does that mean? Well, in Java we can set an integer. Let's just say a regular integer, and we'll call this integer a, and we can set it equal, instead of assigning it a value, we can assign it to let's say we have int b equals to 12. Let's say int a is equal to b plus 3. So we've kind of set it equal to this already pre-existing integer. But in array list we have to specify this, so we have to say that we're not using any pre-existing variables. We're just creating a brand new variable, or in this case it's an array. We're creating a brand new array, and it's being equaled to a new array. Alright, so now we've got this new int out of the way. Now we understand why it says new here. Now slot number. So this is where the locker rooms kind of thing that I decided to refer to as. This is what the locker rooms is. So you have a locker room. That locker room is basically an array. So let's say we have a locker room. This is our locker room. It's our room, our locker room, sorry. And, whoops. And then let's just do this. So this is our locker room, right? And we have an array. Whoops. And let's just do that. And that. So we have our locker room, right? And we have lockers. So this represents a full locker. This represents half of the locker, which is the left side of the locker. This represents the right side of the locker. So this is equal to a full locker, right? These lockers can only hold one item. And so we have our locker room, and our locker room is going to represent our array. And within this array we have lockers. So inside of this locker room we have lockers, and these individual lockers are containing integers. They can contain one integer because we have said that it is an integer type. So we know this locker room is called array name, and that this locker room contains lockers. But these lockers can only contain, or they can only hold, integers. No clothes, no like shoes, just integers. One integer per locker. So by doing this, we're saying, alright, we have a new array, right? And this array is called array name. And it's a new locker room that carries integers. And that locker room has this number of slot numbers. So let's say we set it to 13, then we would have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 lockers right here, and we say we have 13 lockers, so let's just add one more like that. Now we have 13 lockers. That is essentially what this is. So you can see, if we were to set this to 10 lockers, then that would mean we would only have 10 lockers. So let's say we have 10 slots, that means we only have 10 lockers. Just like that. That is arrays in a nutshell. But now you might be asking, what's in a 2D array? Well, a 2D array is simply, and we'll use the locker room again, a 2D array we can simply create by doing this. In which case, we just add another bracket. Now we're saying, alright, we've created a 2D array, we've said it's a 1D, and then we're saying it's a 2D array of integers. This could be strings as well, but let's just keep it at just integers. And it's creating a new integer of a new 2D array of integers. Now we have to put our maximum slots here. So let's say we do 10, 13. Now, if we just go back to this thing again, you can see, alright, well, our last array, we had this going, right? We had this going, and let's just do that. We had this going, and we had 10, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? We have 10 locker rooms, or lockers, and that's our X. Right, that's our X, and then our 2D array is now going two-dimensional, so we have an X and a Y. That's how you can think of this, because that's usually when 2D arrays are used, but never mind that. So we have our locker room. We can just refer to it as up and sideways, vertical and horizontal. So this refers to how many we can have horizontally. So we can have 10 lockers horizontally, but then, let's say we say this number is 2. Well then, if we set it to 2, then now we have this. We have suddenly 2 columns of lockers. Each of them can store one integer each, and we have 10 lockers in one row, and then in the second row we have we also have 10 lockers. If we were to set this to 3, if we were to set this to 3, then we would add a third locker, and we have stacked 3 rows of lockers. And then if we were to set this to 9, then we would only have 9 lockers in the column. 9 lockers in each row. But we have 3 rows here, all stacked on top of each other. Now that is what an array in a 2D array is. So I've showed you how to initialize them. Let's say we've already initialized them. And now we want to actually assign a value. Well, all we have to do is do integer, then, we do array name equals to, and we do array name, and then we want to put in the brackets, and then we say, alright, we're going to go in slot 2, and we're going to assign that to 12. That's it. That's literally it. And you can do that with any type of variable type. So I'm going to go over to my game, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So if I go into my assets class, no need to worry about all of the other stuff, but you can see I have created an array of buffered images. Now this can be any type. This could mean integers. Let's say this means, as you can see, it's following the same structure. We have the name of, we have the type of variable, or the type of data that we're gonna store, and then we're saying that it's an array by using the brackets, and then we're saying what the name is. And I don't initialize it here, I only declare it, but then here I do initialize it. So then I continue, I say, alright, the name, and then I say that it's an array, and I initialize it here, that's my bad. So then I say the name of the array, and then I set it equal to a new, and then whatever data type we set it to, and then I say how many slots there are, and then I say, alright, when I want to assign it a number, I'm gonna say so the name of the array, and then I put in the brackets, and within the brackets I say, alright, I want to go to slot 1, and I'm going to set it equal to blah blah blah. See how that works? So if we were to set this to 12, then in our locker, so let's just, okay, so let's set this to 5 to make my life easier. So in our locker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 5 lockers. And you know what, let's do dashes for now. Alright. And in our locker room, we have set locker 2 equal to 12. So now this, we go 1, 2, and this second locker is equal to 12. If we were to say that array name slot 1 is equal to 23, then we would say 23. And actually, I did make a mistake. I just realized this, but it starts at 0, so then technically we have 5, but this would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 1 would be referring to this. So let's say 0 and 1. Now it is correct. So 1 is equal to 12. So locker 1 is equal to 12, and locker 0, which is right here, is equal to 23. And that is array lists, and arrays and 2D arrays in a nutshell, both visualized and in code. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.